you can earn through our department that we can go over. So I'm your field expert. So I'm the person who can help you kind of understand what you need before you start working in the field. I'm also just the ones that kind of help organize, the faculty members that teach your classes that you're directly going to interact with, but I'm always available as a resource to you. This is the third year that we're doing a teacher pipeline project, and I'm so excited to work with Dana once more. Like has been said, but this year's a little different. It doesn't look the same, but we have a good history of offering a good number of online courses in our department, and so we as a faculty have been doing this for a little while. And so we were in a very good position to kind of help Vivian and Teresa, who were new to online learning in the spring. We helped them get up and running, and now they are Zoom masters. So they definitely are ready and excited to teach this fall. So we're excited to have you aboard. And again, I'm always a resource if you need me.
And we'll look a little bit more closely at some of the courses and how things are going to be working. But here, as we just go through introductions, I see that we have one of the instructors with us that is going to be teaching one of the classes for this fall term. And so let's go ahead with that introduction, and then we'll go back to our slides and walk through just some of the details for how this year is going to work.
Thank you, Dana, for that nice intro. So, hi everyone, my name is Vivian Rollinger, and I am one of the instructors for the Pipeline Teacher Project. I just want to say that I'm super grateful. I'm very thankful to be a part of this program. Actually, in September, it will be 1 year that I am with the Teacher Pipeline Project. I see a lot of familiar faces here, so I'm really excited to get to know my new students as well as teach my prior students. So I just look forward to getting to know you guys, and we're going to have an awesome fall 2020 online, so get ready, and yeah, I'll see you then.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we're going to jump right into our slides once again, and hopefully have plenty of time at the end for your questions. For those of you like Vivian, Nicole, Kurt, if you happen to notice that there's or hear that anyone is in the waiting room, let me know because I'm still figuring out how to share my screen and know that.
Unfortunately, since you're the host, you're the only one that can see that.
Oh.
And so it's done to prevent Zoom bombers. So you have to just kind of let them in as you see them come in.
Okay. All right. Well, so maybe we'll pause in a few minutes. So anyway, let's go ahead and go back to our slides. Okay. So you guys got to meet not only the dean at Foothill College, but also some of the instructors, and as well as the department chair. And I want to talk just a little bit here at the beginning about why early childhood education is so important, and then give you a little bit more of an explanation as to what the Teacher Pipeline Project actually is. And then we'll go through some of the how-tos for actually getting registered and enrolled for the fall term, which starts here in not that much time. So let's jump right in. So first of all, the reason why Community Equity Collaborative is actually interested in early childhood education. We are a nonprofit organization that advocates for equity across the Bay Area. And we believe that early childhood education is a really critical time. It's when the brain is developing at lightning speed. Those of you who have taken classes have probably learned some of this information already, that 90% of brain growth happens between 0 and 5. And so it's just a really important season that when we invest in it, we see that there are actually lifelong outcomes. In fact, some of the recent studies show that there can be multi-generational outcomes that equate to improved academic performance, career outcomes, even health, and those things can be measured cascading through multiple generations, as I mentioned. And so we really believe that it's an important thing for the Bay Area, and that the educators are a critical part of that equation. And that's why we wanted to create a program that is really around increasing both the quality of early childhood education as well as the quantity of educators in the Bay Area. And so this program, the Teacher Pipeline Project, is a cohort-based model that integrates different resources from throughout the community, trying to make sure that we leverage the best of what we can find from our amazing community college partners like Foothill, as well as the resources of nonprofits and local organizations across the Bay, together bringing resources like loaner laptops, helping students navigate financial assistance, also connect with individual coaching, and to also be able to meet some of the best, preschool directors and early childhood education advocates and experts in our area. So that is a little bit about why we invest in early childhood education, and bring all of this into a singular program. Sometimes people, when they hear about it, wonder, so how is all of this then different from just a regular community college class? And I just want to be very, very clear for those of you that are brand new to the Teacher Pipeline Project. This is a college class. You are official students at Foothill College if you enroll, and you do earn credit-bearing units. And the only difference is that we wrap these support resources around these individual classes to really make sure that you, the students, have the tools that you need to succeed both academically as well as then later professionally. So as has already been mentioned by Kurt, this year with everything that's going on, the program is going to be completely online. And this is a little different than we did it in the past, but that is the world that we're living in now with COVID-19. And we really want to make it flexible and bring to you still resources that you can access virtually. And so what I'd like to do is, before I turn it over to Nicole Kirby as well as Vivian to talk a little bit about the actual courses that are going to be offered, I'm going to stop sharing and check and see if we've got anybody that is waiting, and then we will pick up from there. So, all right. So I've stopped sharing, and oh, it looks like I do have a couple of people in the waiting room. But Vivian, Nicole, please feel free to share a little bit about the actual courses that are going to be offered this year. Maybe Nicole, if you want to start, and then Vivian, I'll let you share specifically about the course you're teaching.
Sure. So I want to back up just a little bit to tell you a little information. If you're just brand new to early childhood education, I want to give you just a little background information on the units and why we're earning the units that we are, and what those units will get you. So I'm going to just quickly share my screen so that you can, Dana has to let me share my screen.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Yeah, and then I'll share my screen with you to just show a little information about that so that we're all on the same page. And the first class that we do recommend that you take is our 56N class, and we go into these requirements even more so during that class. So you will definitely see that. All right. So just so you know, the Title 22 regulations are the ones that we need to pay attention to. So these ones are specific to California, and they are created to just ensure the safety of children in care. And so they must be followed by all child care centers and preschools. And to work in these preschools, you need ECE units. Okay, so that's what we're earning. ECE units just means early childhood education units, and those are the same ones that you're earning with us in the child development department. So Title 22 is just the list of rules. And then they require that you have ECE units in order to work with children. So you might hear the language 12 ECE units used pretty frequently. And that means that you're a fully qualified teacher when you have 12 ECE units. It's an entry-level teacher position. And so that's what we're aiming for first, is those 12 ECE units. You can start working as soon as you start taking classes, though, and be hired as an assistant while you have classes in progress. It is important to note that we offer quarter units at Foothill, which is just a different way of calculating the units. So we have quarter units, and 18 quarter units equals the 12 ECE units that you hear mentioned. And so for those 12 units, you want to take the fundamental courses that we offer. We definitely can list these out. This is one of our certificates as well. So these are the courses that you want to take first. And you'll see that 2 of them are 2 that we are offering through the pipeline project this fall. So Child 56N is the introductory class. Child 8 is Child, Family, and Community. Child 89 is our curriculum course. Child 1 is Child Growth and Development. And then Child 88B is a behavior class, which is lots of fun. And as you can see, we're offering Child 56N and Child 1 this fall. So after you complete those courses, you can also apply for Foothill College's Certificate of Achievement in Early Childhood Education Fundamentals. This is a brand new certificate. It's very exciting that we have a certificate that perfectly aligns with the units that you need to start working right away. It looks great to have it on your resume, and you can earn certificates and stack certificates on your way to one of our degrees that we offer, whether you culminate in an associate degree with us or you're considering transferring to a 4-year university after that. So both of those are possibilities. So if there's any questions, you can always ask me or email me further. But we have kind of created the pipeline, and Dana shares so much great information that if you just jump in, we will help you figure it out as we go.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Nicole, for outlining some of the different courses that are offered and how they can be part of the bigger picture of your educational pathway into a career in early learning. Now let's meet Vivian Rollinger, one of our instructors who will be teaching one of the classes that is offered this fall.
Thanks. So hi everyone. Again, my name is Vivian Rollinger, and I will be teaching Child 56N. So this course, it's a really great course. It kind of has a bunch of everything. It's a great kind of sample course for early childhood education. So we'll be talking about, how children learn. We'll be talking about different types of curricula. We'll be also talking about different theoretical perspectives. We will be talking about licensing, various regulations, and what you can do as an early childhood teacher and educator to provide the best care for young children. So we'll be looking at not just knowledge around early childhood education, but also your personal experience, as well as what you can bring to the table from your professional experience as well. So it's going to be a blend of a lot of different aspects, and and I look forward to teaching it and to getting to know each and every one of you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vivian. Now what I'd like to do is introduce you to some of the folks that are with us this evening from the admissions department as well as financial aid, because whether or not you are already registered or you're still navigating that process, we want to make sure that some of those nuts and bolts are really super clear. You might need to, Nicole, share like hosting with one of our either admissions or financial aid folks why don't we start with admissions? Let's see, I saw,
We have Asha Josis here,
yes.
our outstanding director of admissions, who
Yes.
we are so happy to have.
So
Foothill.
Asha, do you have slides or?
I was just going to share our website to help out a little bit because, you know, first, let me apologize. I have a 3-year-old in the background.
This is a child development program, so don't worry about that.
So let me see if I can share real fast.
Okay, Nicole might need to make you host for you to share your screen.
I think you need to. I think
you do, Dana.
If you go down to participants.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Now Asha is host.
I'm sharing the website mainly because the website would be your best friend. And then first of all, my name is Asha Josis. I am the Senior Supervisor at Admissions and Records of Enrollment Services at Admissions and Records. I sort of met Dana via email last year, so and I've been working for the last year with helping you guys register for the classes. So first and foremost, in order to register for classes, you will need to apply to the college. And you can start that by going to foothill.edu and to click on apply and register. Over here, we have some little tips and things like that to help you completing the admissions application. It's also there, tips on my portal and steps to register for classes. And right here, as you can see, we have steps to enroll. And the first thing, and we have it all laid out here. You can click on admissions and it'll take you right there to the application process. Please note that it takes about 6 to 8 hours to get the welcome letter. If you don't get a welcome letter within that time, please send me an email. If you, we have financial aid here, so they'll talk to you guys about the Promise program. So as we get into the steps of registering for classes, it's very important to familiarize yourself with assessing the student registration. If you log into my portal, again, you can get there from going to foothill.edu and clicking on my portal. When you receive your welcome email, you will get your CWID, and as a first-time student, it would ask you to set a password. Once you do those things, you're able to enroll into my portal, schedule my portal. Once you get in there, you're going to have what you call the student sections, and you're going to have student application. And one is the student registration tool. You can get your date to register. This is very important. You can, if you don't have the date, please email me and say, I do not have a date to register. I'll look you up. Like I said, if you don't get that welcome email, send me an email. I'll find your application and pull it through. This is important, add and drop classes. It's very important that if a class is closed, if it has a wait list, you have to put yourself on the wait list. Please note that it will, if someone dropped the class, as people drop the classes, you will automatically be moved up on the wait list. You will receive an email. So it's up to you during the first week of school to make sure you check your classes and make sure all of the classes that you wanted to register for, you actually are in those classes. You can view your class schedule. This basically tell you what the times and dates of your class, but we're all virtual, but it should be able to tell you that information. The grade changes, we can take classes pass, no pass. You have up until the 4th week to change it from a letter grade to pass, no pass. But if you're looking to transfer to the university, you may want to talk to a counselor before you select pass, no pass, okay? If you have a hole, you definitely need to reach out to us so we can figure out what the hole is. This year, you will be having to, if you can't make the payments, you can do financial aid. So if you owe a balance, please make sure you don't ignore that balance. Even if you make it through the non-drop sessions and say you register 2 weeks from now and you owe money, if you don't pay this by the quarter end, you will have a hold on your account and you will not be able to register for the next quarter until you clear that hole, okay? So that's just a quick overview. You can always send me an email. I get quite a few emails from the students regarding registering for classes and things like that. When you do send me the email, it would be very helpful if you send me your CWID in the classes or what the issue is, and so I can resolve that for you. I tend to respond right away. If I'm not responding right away, you're probably getting a out of office message, and I would have a designated person for you to contact. I hope that wasn't too fast, but there we go.
Well, I can attest to the fact that Asha is amazing when it comes to responding really quickly in terms of answering questions or helping students out. So tonight we're really just giving you guys a high-level overview. We will have time at the end. You could certainly ask questions, but you are also welcomed and even encouraged to reach out individually to folks like Asha, who are really wonderful resources at Foothill College. So thank you so much, Asha, for giving us that overview. Okay, so I think why don't we now, we also have members of the financial aid team with us. And so if we want to, let's see, Asha, are you host at the moment, or is it back to?
You have control at all times, so you could just make someone else the host.
Okay, so is it is Karima or who should I share screens with? Okay, all right, wonderful. So let me just make Karima. Okay, all right. So now you should be able. All right. So now, like I said, we're going to get to meet and hear from members of the financial aid team. Karima, take it away.
Sure. I'm also going to give you a brief overview of our website, but just to let you know, you get 3 members of the financial aid team. My name is Karima Kareem. I'm the financial aid outreach coordinator, and I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves as well before I get started.
Sure. My name is Adali Padro. I'm outreach assistant, and I take care of the letters, last name starting with N through Z.
Hello, my name is Itzel Sanchez, and I am also a financial aid outreach assistant. My letters for the project is A through M.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and take you to the main financial aid landing page. I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of information. I'm going to show you how to connect with us so we can guide you through the whole financial aid process, whether it's completing a FAFSA or a DREAM Act application, or completing a CCC Apply application, or doing a scholarship application. Our landing page is the main financial aid homepage. In the next few weeks, we are going to have a virtual desk open Monday through Friday from 11 to 4 p.m. So you're going to be able to access us that way. In the meantime, we do have phone hours open for the summer session. A few pages that I'm going to go through with you is apply for financial aid. We kind of guide you through the steps on how to complete a FAFSA or a California DREAM Act application. We have 24/7 financial aid TV, and you can learn about financial aid, how to apply for the FAFSA in quick 2-3 minute little videos. We are also going to be having a series of FAFSA and California DREAM Act workshops every Friday in October. So Dana, I'll be sending you that information with the RSVP links in the next coming weeks, and you can disseminate that to your students. And I do hope you guys RSVP. We're going to be doing one-on-one help where you can come into the workshop, complete whatever application you need, and you'll be done. I also want to point out our financial aid appeals webpage, and the one that I like to, there's 4 different appeals. The one I'd like to talk about real quickly is the professional judgment appeals. So when you complete a FAFSA, the FAFSA for the current year uses 2018 tax information. For some people, their financial situation may have changed due to COVID-19, and that 2018 tax information might not be an accurate reflection of what your financial situation is today. If that is the case, please connect with us. Let us know. We'll help you do the appeal, and if your financial situation is less, you may qualify for more financial aid. And then I know Adali and Itzel introduced themselves, but I also want to make you familiar with our contacts page. You can find their information there as well. And if you forget who to contact based on the first letter of your last name, right here for you. Adali does letters N through Z, and Itzel does caseload A through M. Also, in the next 2 weeks, we are going to have an appointment system up on the same page. So if you can't make it to any of our workshops or during our open virtual desk hours, you can go in, you can pick who you want an appointment with and for whatever reason, and you can make that appointment to for whatever times that works best for you. I'd also like to walk you through the different types of financial aid programs that we offer at Foothill College. The one I'm going to be talking about first is the California College Promise Grant, formerly known as the BOG fee waiver. You can apply for this in 3 separate ways. You can, if you complete a FAFSA or a DREAM Act application, you have already technically applied for the California College Promise Grant. If you meet the eligibility requirements, that one application will put you in the running for it. If you have not filed a FAFSA or a DREAM Act and you are not going to, then you can apply for it by clicking on the Apply for the Grant Now, and it takes you to CCC Apply, and you would be applying solely for this grant. Again, you do have to be a California resident or have AB 540 status to qualify. And again, the Promise Grant only waives enrollment fees. So the basic fees can either be covered by other forms of financial aid you may qualify for, or you would have to pay that out of pocket. If there is a balance that you have and you're going to be having to pay out of pocket, and if it's too much to pay at once, reach out to us, connect with us. We can possibly put you on a payment plan. And where is, oh, here we go. And then I also want to introduce you to our artificial intelligence chatbot named Footsie. If we're unavailable, give Footsie a chance to answer your question. I'm on Footsie weekly. I try to update the questions so it's useful to you. So if we're not available, give Footsie a chance.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Karina, and I really appreciate all of our financial aid outreach folks being here. We have such a strong showing. It's really appreciated.
Indeed. We really are so grateful to all of the folks who are so eager to support students that are coming into not only this program, but into Foothill College. And so before we move on, I'll throw this out to either members of the child development team or financial aid. Not only are there the waivers, but there are also scholarships. Would one of you want to speak to scholarships that might be an option for some students?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen with you all one more time.
All right.
One second. Pull up the right page. So we do have a page dedicated totally to our scholarships. So you would want to go on financial aid programs, and from there, where are you? All the way at the bottom, you're going to click on Foothill Scholarships. A majority of our scholarships open up October 1st, and they have a deadline of February 19th. Again, I mentioned that in October, we're going to be having a series of workshops. Whatever workshop you come to, even if it's for FAFSA, if you want to do a scholarship application, we're going to do it with you. But in case you'd like to get started on your own, there's a few things I want to show you. You want to be aware of the scholarship timeline. And the biggest part of the scholarship application is writing your My Story essay. It can seem intimidating, but it shouldn't be, because it's your story and no one's going to tell that story better than yourself. In that story, we're asking for like about a page, double spaced. We want to know about who you are. What are your career goals? Why are you here at Foothill? What's going to happen after Foothill? And tell us about your obstacles. And there's no cap for obstacles. So if your obstacle is, I take the bus 2 hours a day to get to your campus, or I'm a single parent, or I'm an international student, I'm a first generation college student, those are all obstacles. Please share those with us so we can kind of understand where you're coming from, because this is your opportunity to inform us of what makes you deserving of this scholarship. If you need help writing your scholarship essay, you can always visit the Teaching and Learning Center. And then we do have a PDF for tips for writing your My Story essay. And we also have, where are you? We also have a Foothill Scholarship application checklist. It's a PDF, and it basically guides you through the whole thing. Like step 1, go here, log in. This is the login info you use, and guides you through the entire process, where to click and whatnot, and then it tells you kind of what to expect afterwards. So definitely check that out. And we also have, we always get emails from outside agencies like Wells Fargo or other community agencies, and they ask us to post these scholarships. We do vet for these scholarships. We make sure they are good, safe opportunities for our students, and we do post them on our website. So don't just limit yourself to the Foothill scholarships. We post new ones on a regular basis, so make sure to check those out. If you're ever unsure of how to complete an application, again, reach out to us. We'll get you through the whole thing. In addition to that, we also have a curated list of additional scholarship search engines. So, you know, when you get a chance, it really is a good investment of your time, because again, scholarships are free money. It's money that doesn't need to be paid back, and you can use it for educational related expenses. You can use it to pay your rent, just kind of get you through the semester or quarter while you're in school. So take a look at these. And again, even though these are separate search engines from Foothill, if you need assistance or if you're unsure about a scholarship, reach out to us. We're going to walk you through the process. And I am going to also have it's not up now, it's coming out in the next 2 weeks. I'm also going to have a little scholarship video that's going to walk you through the whole application process, and that will also be on this page in about a week or 2.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I know that for some of you, this may feel like drinking from a fire hose. So thank you so much for bearing with us as we go through a lot of different details. I promise you that we are this close to turning it over to you all to ask your questions. I am going to share my screen one more time to just show you a few more key parts to our program. And like I said, then we will let you ask some questions. So let's see. And I think, let's see, do you want to, Karima, can you turn over the host?
Yes, sure thing. Let me just.
Thank you. And while we're doing that, I just want to give a shout out to my colleague at CEC, Timmy Most, who is with us. We are so lucky to have not only, you know, folks at CEC, but lots of other organizations as well. Is Mel with us? He may have had to drop.
He wasn't able to.
Okay. Well, Timmy, why don't you give a quick shout out, and then I should be able to share my screen. So folks, meet Timmy from CEC.
Well, I'll give a very quick hello. I'm excited that we're all here. I'm learning a lot about how to apply for financial aid. And so, but anything, as you know, Community Equity Collaborative is here to support you in any way we can. So reach out and we'll do what we can to support you as well.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's see if I can share my.
I don't think I gave it back to you, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Oh, okay, no worries. You know what? I will spare you all slides and just sort of walk you through verbally. So we've looked at enrollment and registration. We've looked at financial aid, whether that's waivers, scholarships, or even some of the mechanisms through FAFSA and the DREAM Act. So to get you ready for the first week of school, which actually begins on September 21st, we want to make sure that you know how to get some of the resources that you might need for that first week of school. So why don't I let Kurt talk about loaner laptops and textbooks, two of the different kind of materials that you might need for that first day of class. Kurt, would you like to explain how folks will get, everybody will need a textbook, but if they do happen to need a loaner laptop, what that process looks like?
So we have a student tech help area on our website, and I sent Dana the link to that.
Yes, you did.
We'll get that sent out to everybody. That's where you'll go. Because of COVID, we have additional resources available which we didn't have in the past to offer students tech help. And so you have to put in a request through that website, and it's through the virtual campus website. So if you're needing that, sooner is way better than later, because it does take time to process. And so we'll get that out to everybody, and we'll send it out to all of the students in both classes so that they have that link. There's also other tech support in addition to laptops. If you need Wi-Fi, if your Wi-Fi is not stable, we do have some Wi-Fi hotspots that are available through there. And some other help in terms of navigating the technology, tech support, Zoom support, things like that. There's tech help ambassadors that can work with you, and there's chat function there as well. So that's a real resource. And then for the textbooks, we're going to run those through the library this time. We're in communication with the library. We're going to have, I believe, a drive-up system where you get your textbook at Foothill, and we don't have the date for that. And so more details on that to come, but we're going to check them out to you through the library, like reserved textbooks. And we'll probably have a day that we'll send you out information on soon, or we'll be out in the parking lot and you literally just drive up and we'll hand you the textbook.
Okay, fantastic. And hopefully now I was able to screen share so you can all see there's a link there. Do not worry, you don't have to copy any of this down. We will be posting both this video as well as the slides on our website and sharing it with anyone who's filled out the interest form. So you'll be able to access these links. And I think the key takeaway in terms of getting ready for that first day of school would be on the loaner laptop, as Kurt said, sooner is better than later. And on textbooks, they will be letting us know and letting you know what the pickup process will be. So let's see, moving right along. You've seen a lot of stuff that's on the Foothill website. And so I would really urge everybody to visit there for all of the different links on applications and tech resources and you name it. Our website, basically where we spell out the enrollment process for you, it's a duplicate of the steps that are on the Foothill website, but you can always come back to our website as a starting point. And like I said, that website will in fact be soon updated with tonight's video and these slides. And so feel free to use that as a resource. And at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because we'd like to just turn it over to you and answer any questions that you might have. So feel free to either you can raise your hand like this, the old-fashioned way, or you can also use the raise hand feature. Or if you would like to put a question in the chat, then you can do so. And I'm going to stop recording as I promised I would do earlier. And so, okay, all right, we have stopped recording.